Levi's is one of the largest brand name apparel companies and an iconic global leader in both men and women's jeanswear. Today, Levi Strauss & Co. operate in over 100 countries with more than 500 retail stores worldwide. Their 501 style has become a firm favourite of many denim lovers. Denim expert and trend forecaster Samuel Trotman stated, "It's the ultimate original jean." I guess if you close your eyes and imagine Levi's, most people will probably think of the 501. I think from an industrial standpoint of view, that it's the most user-tested piece of clothing ever worn. Unfortunately, due to their success as a brand, this welcomes the likes of counterfeit items creeping their way into circulation, essentially ripping off the notion of Levi's authenticity as a brand and high-quality product lines. However, with the increased prevalence of counterfeit goods in fashion and retail today, how can you spot a fake pair of Levi's? The iconic two-horse leather brand patch should appear on the waistband above the right-hand pocket. When identifying a fake, be sure to check the size is no smaller than a standard Levi's patch and that the shape is not abstract. One of the biggest telltale signs of counterfeit products in general is the printing technique used and the lack of punctuation and grammar. As well as this, San Francisco and Cal should always appear on the second line. Vintage, short-run and collaboration styles can also vary, and one or more of these characteristics may differ. We advise that you always authenticate through the collaborations page of the brands that you're buying from. The red logo tab is another classic detail used by Levi's. This tab should always appear 1 to 1 1/4 inches below the very top of the left-hand side of the stitching of the right-hand back pocket. This detail is added during the production process, therefore any varying stitching is a huge sign of a knockoff. Grammar is often wrong on fake logo tabs. Be sure to check there is an S on the end of Levi's. Also, any logo tabs with a capital E would date back to pre-1971 production. Therefore, if they don't look age appropriate, they're more likely to be fake. Have a pair of Levi's with a full capital spelling of Levi's on the tab? You've got yourself a pair of pre-1971 jeans, a collector's item. As time progresses, big E tabs, as they're known in the industry, are increasingly hard to come by and even harder in top condition. In 1971, Levi's decided to switch the spelling of the tab back to a lowercase e in order to make it easier for collectors to differentiate the two eras of Levi's, pre and post 1971. Metal rivets across all pairs of Levi jeans should contain the letters LS&Co SF, stamped distinctly, and should have a 6 on the front of the jeans. More importantly, there should be none on the back. The waist button should be centered, as should the zipper, and be clearly branded. When taking a look inside your jeans, you should be sure to run the number on the back of the waist button and the number on the fabric care tags to make sure that they match up. This small attention to detail is what sets aside the authentic products from the fakes. There will also be a certificate of authenticity stamped on the left-hand pocket inside of the jeans. On the 501s, the certificate is bigger than a dollar bill, but around the same dimensions and low on the pocket fabric. And do note, this stamp only exists on modern Levi's. You won't find this on vintage pairs. Other styles should have a larger two-horse stamp closer to the top and filling up nearly all of the pocket area. Today, more than ever, people are turning to e-commerce platforms to fulfill their shopping wants and needs. Although this is great for convenience, it also makes it a lot harder to guarantee that you are buying genuine designer label prices rather than low quality counterfeit goods. The rise of the circular economy has seen an increasing shift towards the use of peer-to-peer clothing retail sites such as eBay, Depop, Vinted, meaning that essentially anybody can sell to anybody. Fake products are widely available across all of these platforms, regardless of each of their efforts to regulate the authentication. Additionally, with the growth of the vintage clothing market catapulting over the last few years, independent vintage and thrift stores are becoming more and more common along the high street. Therefore, if they're not sourcing products responsibly, they may find themselves selling fakes. This means that the tips stated above are vital if you're browsing around for a pair of vintage Levi jeans. Counterfeit goods are undeniably damaging to designer brands' high esteemed reputations. This is because consumers who may have unintentionally spent their hard-earned cash on fake pieces will blame the real manufacturers for falling short of their expectations. In Levi's case, this is likely to be issues related to the quality, longevity, and durability of the denim used. This in turn results in bad reviews and lowers brand loyalty among unhappy customers. If you think that you've been scammed by a seller claiming to sell authentic Levi jeans, there are a few things that you can do. According to Citizens Advice, you have the legal right to refund if you have bought something that is fake or counterfeit. You can also report the seller to trading standards or report the seller for fraud. Trading standards might take legal action against the seller, but unfortunately they can't help you get your money back. Depending on your payment method, you should try and contact the bank as they may have a chargeback scheme. If you're currently on the market for the perfect pair of Levi's, you should definitely check out our collection here at thrifted.com.